Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariel and I make videos about books. So it is February and we're going to talk about the February new release books that I am excited for. So I have a list of them and I have about like 8-ish that I want to get to eventually, and making these kind of videos has actually been really good for my wallet because it helps me narrow down which books coming out I'm actually excited for, and then I have it on a list so I don't have to buy it right then and there. I can kind of buy it as I get through my TBR. Anyway, I'm gonna go through the list, no real order to this. Yeah, I have a bunch from a bunch of different genres too, so this is a very diverse list. Starting off with one that comes out late February, February 28th, is Too Wrong to Be Right. And I'll be honest, I saw this on a list and I put it down because of the cover. I love the cover of this so much. I love flowers. I considered for a brief minute if like, should I be a florist? And then I realized no, and that I was just going through a like quarter life crisis, and I gave that up. But that's why this cover spoke to me. And it's about this girl who is a florist, and then she starts this romance with a guy that works at his family's funeral home. So obviously she's like giving him flowers for all the funerals. And I know nothing else. I don't know any tropes about it or anything. I just know their occupations and that it has a pretty cover. Then this next one I am so excited for. This is probably the most exciting one on the list for me, and that is Immortality, a love story, which comes out February 28th as well. And this is the follow-up in the anatomy duology, and I didn't even know that this was a duology until like a month ago. I thought anatomy was a standalone book, and for that reason I did not like it because it ends on such a cliffhanger. And then I found out it's a duology, so I'm very excited because I really got into it towards the end. So I think I'm really going to like this next book in the duology. And yeah, it's, if you know what happens at the end, I feel like I can't explain what this is about because it kind of gives away stuff that happens in the first book, so I'm not gonna really explain, but just the cover. I mean, all of these covers this month are very pretty, I think. Almost all of these. I loved the cover of the first one, and this one does not disappoint as well. Next is the only book on this list that I have in the physical copy because I got it from Book of the Month, and that is The Writing Retreat. I like this cover as well. I don't know. I like the little like fake flip of pages and the neon green. It's speaking to me. And I got this primarily because of the title. I was like, Writing Retreat. Ooh, and it's a thriller slash horror. It's not described as a horror, but I saw in some reviews that people were saying it's like a horror. I think it's like this mansion that they're at during a writer's retreat. They get snowed in and then it's kind of like haunted, and then the leader of this retreat is kind of playing mind games on them. Weird stuff is happening, and they're all on this writing retreat. So they're all writers, and I think that will be very interesting to read about. And yeah, the tagline says, at one exclusive writer's retreat, it's publish and perish. So that's that. I'm reading this with 2 of my friends, so that's fun. Then I have She Is a Haunting, which comes out February 28th. Oh, also this one comes out February 21st in the normal Publishing. First of all, again, this cover I really like. But basically this is about a haunted house. And so Jade arrives in Vietnam to help restore a house with her father and sister. And then weird things start happening to her. And she's like, is this house haunted? Why is nobody else feeling this way? Weird stuff is happening. It's been compared to Mexican Gothic, which I still have not read, but I own. And I've heard that that book is really good, so I'm figuring this book should be good, maybe. Yeah. Literally all of these books, I really love the cover. This is the next one. This is My Last Innocent Year, and this comes out February 14th. And this is a coming of age story set in 1998, my birth year. So that's exciting. And it says specifically like it's set against the backdrop of the Clinton Lewinsky scandal. And that plays a part in the book because this is a coming of age story of a Jewish girl who's attending a prestigious New England college where in her final year there, she gets sexually assaulted by the only other Jewish student on campus. So she goes through this horrible non-consensual sexual encounter. And then she starts an affair, a relationship with her professor, and kind of is just dealing with a lot of stuff and processing it through this book. So one of those typical coming of age stories. I don't know, it sounds interesting, especially in connection with the Clinton Lewinsky scandal. I feel like that will have some interesting commentary, and the cover is really pretty. Then we have the Love Scribe, and this comes out February 14th, and this is about Alice and Gabby. So when Alice's best friend Gabby is reeling from a breakup, Alice decides to write her a heartfelt story to cheer her up. While reading it in a cafe, Gabby, as if by magic, meets the man of her dream. And so then, thinking that this story might have some special power to it, Gabby shares it with her sister and other friends who all find instant love. So then she becomes known as the Love Scribe. This one I'm not obsessed with the cover, probably the only one, but that story just sounds interesting, so I want to read it. Then I didn't know that this came out on February 7th. Radiant Sin, the 4th book in the Dark Olympus series, comes out, so I'm like, I have to go buy it. I don't know why I didn't know that was coming out so soon. I feel like the 3rd one just came out. But yeah, Katie Roberts, I love this series so much. It's following different Greek mythology couples. And so this one follows Cassandra and Apollo. Apollo is the god of war, I believe. And I don't know who Cassandra is. She was introduced in the 3rd book, but barely. But this one, I think it takes place just over a week because Apollo needs a +1 to this week-long event, and he invites Cassandra, and Cassandra agrees to it, but in turn, at the end of it, her and her sister get to leave Olympus forever. So we got some fake dating, forced proximity, probably a shared bed, all those tropes. And yeah, I'm just really excited for it. This cover though did let me down a little bit. I feel like all the other covers in this series were better than this. I don't know what this is giving. Then I have one last book. This one is called Big Swiss, and it comes out February 7th. And this is about Greta, who transcribes a sex therapist's sessions. I didn't know that was a job. I don't think it is. Maybe it's just a fictional job in this book. And one woman that comes in is a married woman, obviously having some sexual problems in her relationship. And Greta calls her the Big Swiss because she is from Switzerland. And then one day they are in a dog park and they meet and they start chatting it up, and then they start an affair. I don't know, it just sounds like weird and wacky just based off of her job and the name. Those are all of the books that I want to read, that I want to buy eventually. All of my new releases. Probably the ones that I'm most excited for are The Writing Retreat, Radiant Sin, Immortality, and yeah, those are probably my top ones that I want to read. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your February, good rest of the day, all of those things, and I will see you later on. Bye.